Hi. Welcome to the Potato TV channel. Selena Gomez, 10 Ways Alex Russo and Mabel Mora Are Similar. Mabel Mora is basically an older version of Alex Russo. What other similarities do the two Selena Gomez characters have in common? Selena Gomez has taken the world by storm through acting, singing, and business. But, when it comes to her acting performances, two rise above the rest. Her iconic roles as Alex Russo from Wizards of Waverly Place and Mabel Mora from Only Murders in the Building provide Selena Gomez with a runway to show off her comedic timing, while also offering her the chance to show a softer, more compassionate side. There are several instances that show that the two characters share things in common. Although the Disney Channel and Hulu comedies are not necessarily alike in storylines, Alex and Mabel do share various traits that make them very similar characters. To a degree, Mabel Mora could be Alex Russo about a decade following the conclusion of Wizards of Waverly Place. Mabel is quick-witted and street-smart like Alex, while also carrying a few secrets of her own. Meanwhile, each character is known to be attached to a central trio, where each of the characters adds so much to the chemistry of the dynamic that it helps uplift the material. But, in what other ways are the two comical Selena Gomez characters similar, and why do each character add so much to their respective series? Number 10. Character tone. From the first moment that Only Murders in the Building introduces Mabel Mora, it is clear that she could just be Alex Russo a few years after Wizards of Waverly Place ended. Mabel Mora is a sharp-tongued, witty young woman. While she may not be as lazy as Alex Russo was, Mabel presents herself with a similar verbal delivery. Number 9. A main trio. Mabel and Alex both find themselves in the show's central trio. In Only Murders in the Building, Mabel creates an unlikely friendship with two older men, Charles and Oliver, who share her love of a true crime podcast. Together, they form their own to get to the truth about who killed Tim Kono. Their friendship expands beyond the initial mystery, and it deepens the longer they investigate. While murders originally connect the trio, their friendship goes beyond the podcast. Their chemistry is one of the best things the show has to offer. Meanwhile, Alex and her brothers Justin and Max made up the central trio of Russo siblings on Wizards of Waverly Place. While every character was important, when the world needed saving, Alex, Justin, and Max would come together and defeat whoever the antagonist was. The trio's relationship as siblings was one of the hearts of the series and one of the things that made it a Disney Channel favorite. Number 8. Living in New York City. Only Murders in the Building and Wizards of Waverly Place both take place in New York City. While Mabel Mora lives in the Arconia, an expensive apartment complex, Alex Russo lived in her family's loft above the Waverly substation in Greenwich Village. Only Murders in the Building makes big use of the New York City background, highlighting Charles and Oliver's careers in entertainment as an actor and director, respectively. Although Wizards of Waverly Place makes plenty of jokes about a New Yorker attitude, such as impatience and being rude while driving, the series does not take the same chances to highlight what it means to live in New York City. However, Alex is more involved in the daily world while working at her family's sandwich shop. Number 7. An artist. Wizards of Waverly Place always made a point to acknowledge that art was just as important as academics. Alex may not have cared for school, homework, and classes, but she was passionate about art. Alex cared about art so much that she fought for the class to continue after Tribeca Prep lost its art teacher. Once Alex leaned into art, the show always found a way to incorporate Alex's interest in creativity and artwork. Only Murders in the Building offers Mabel a similar talent and interest. Although most of her time is spent trying to uncover murders, in her free time, she could also be seen painting on the walls of her apartment. Number 6. Troubled teenage drama. On Only Murders in the Building, Season 1 reveals that Mabel, on the cusp of adulthood, had endured trauma alongside her friends when one of the members of their group was killed. Following that, the remaining members split apart, with one going to jail and Mabel and Tim's lives going in different directions. Mabel's history with the Arconia and her friend's death played into her motivation for wanting to know the truth about Tim's death. Alex got herself into trouble constantly due to magical mishaps. Whether it was simple things, such as duplicating herself to go to a sale at a store, or more serious accidents, like making it so her parents had never met, Wizards of Waverly Place constantly found trouble for Alex to get into or stir up. Number 5. Quickwitted. Both Alex and Mabel constantly have smart and quick comebacks for those around them. Only Murders in the Building enjoys playing with the generational differences that Mabel has against Charles and Oliver. But Charles and Oliver are a great match for Mabel's comebacks, as the trio creates some of their best dialogue off of bouncing quickly off each other. Although Alex is considered to be a bit more blunt with her thoughts, her comebacks are just as funny and true to her character. Alex is lazy but creative, and Wizards of Waverly Place takes advantage of that at every opportunity. Number 4. Street smart. Something that made Alex Russo so unique for a Disney Channel series was her anti-hero persona and lack of interest in studying and academics. However, she was a genius in other ways. She knew how to get her way and manipulate others around her. She was a con artist, could think herself out of situations, and knew how to use magic in unique ways rather than needing a book to tell her specific spells to use. Number 3. Rare vulnerable moments. Russos are not known to be vulnerable with each other. The dysfunctional family unit thrives off of its inability to give a proper hug. But that just makes it even more emotional when one of them gives in to their vulnerabilities. Alex certainly shows a soft side every once in a while, but it was rare for her to portray the emotionally devastated side to her. While few and far between, Alex has been known to open up or allow herself to cry, which gave more insight into who she is as a character. Mabel is not one to have a lot of vulnerable moments either. However, just like Alex, every once in a while it comes out. Whether it be from frustration, uncertainty, or fear, Mabel does show a softer side. She shows a more vulnerable side to her in her worry about losing Charles and Oliver as friends, or at least the closeness the trio shares, not that they show to pick up on it at first. Number 2. Has secrets. Mabel has plenty of secrets in the first season. She avoids revealing the truth to Charles and Oliver about her real connection to Tim Kono, at least until she cannot hide it anymore. Alex's secret of being a wizard plays into every episode. While Harper and others eventually find out the truth, one of the biggest elements of Wizards of Waverly Place was that the Russo family having magic was meant to remain a secret and that the world could never find out that wizardry existed. Number 1. Has a lot of heart. For as selfish as Alex could be, it could not be ignored that she also had one of the biggest hearts. Alex cared deeply about those she loved, even if she did not show it most of the time. But, when the moment would come, Alex would prove herself to be a good daughter, sister, and friend. Alex would also not put the state of the world at risk, jumping to save it whenever she had the chance, even if she did not want to acknowledge her good side. Just by showing Mabel's connection to Charles and Oliver, and how much she values their friendship, it is easy to see how much of a caring person she is. Even if she can be biting in her words, that does not mean she cares less.